stop scrolling for 1 second. Answer this honestly. When was the last time you had a real conversation in English, not in your head, not in a textbook, but out loud, with another voice answering back? If you can't remember, my friend, that is exactly why your speaking feels stuck. By the end of this episode, you will know exactly how to practice real English conversations every single day, even if you live alone, even if nobody around you speaks English, even if you feel too shy to talk to a real person yet. Hello and welcome back to English Ignite Podcast. I'm Alex, and I am so happy you're here today. In today's episode, we are going to talk about something every single learner struggles with: how to practice speaking English when you don't have a teacher, and you don't have a partner. This matters because speaking is the skill that makes you feel fluent. You can study grammar for years. You can learn 1,000 words. But if you never open your mouth, English stays trapped inside you. I will be speaking slowly and clearly, so you can follow me, and repeat after me. Let's begin. Here is the truth, my friend. Speaking is different from reading. Speaking is different from listening. Speaking needs practice, real, live, back and forth practice. And that is exactly what most learners don't have. Maybe you live in a country where people don't speak English at home. Maybe your friends don't want to practice with you, they get tired, or they laugh, or they simply say, "Let's just speak our own language." Or maybe, and this is very common, you feel shy. You feel afraid to make a mistake in front of another person. It's normal to feel that way. It's normal to feel stuck. It's normal to feel alone in this journey. But you are not alone. And today, I'm going to show you a tool that changes everything. That tool is called ChatGPT. Now, some of you already know this name. But here's the thing, most people only use it for writing emails or homework. Very few people know how to use it to actually speak English out loud, every single day, like a real conversation partner who never gets tired, never judges you, and is always available. In a moment, I'll show you exactly how to start your very first spoken conversation with it, but first, let's understand why this works so well. ChatGPT is a computer program. But when you talk to it using your voice, it feels like talking to a real person. You speak, it listens. It answers, you respond. Back and forth, just like a real conversation. And here is the best part, it doesn't laugh. It doesn't get bored. It doesn't correct you with a rude tone. It simply helps. You can ask it questions. You can learn new words in the middle of a conversation. You can even ask it to slow down, or to correct your grammar gently. And it costs you nothing but a few minutes of your day. So today, I'm going to walk you through exactly how to use it, step by step, tip by tip. And stay with me until the end, because the final tip I'm going to give you is the one that turns this from a nice idea into a daily habit that actually changes your English. Let's start with tip number 1. Tip number 1, start small. Don't try to have a 30-minute conversation on your first day. That will feel too big, too scary. Instead, start with one simple sentence. Let me give you a real example. Imagine you just woke up. You feel a little tired. You pick up your phone, and you say, out loud, in English, "Good morning. I just woke up. I feel a little tired today." And ChatGPT might answer something like, "Good morning. I hope you start feeling more awake soon. What are your plans for today?" Do you see what happened there, my friend? You didn't need a perfect sentence. You didn't need advanced grammar. You just spoke and it responded like a real person. That's it. That's the whole beginning. Now let's practice this together. I'll say a sentence, and you repeat after me. Good morning. I just woke up. Now you repeat. I feel a little tired today. Now you repeat. What are your plans for today? Now you repeat. Very good. Well done. That's a real conversation opener, simple, natural, and something you can use every single morning. That's tip number 1. But tip number 2 is where things get really interesting, because now we're going to talk about what to say when you don't know what to talk about. Tip number 2, make it personal. Talk about your real life, not made-up topics from a textbook. Here's why this matters. When the topic is real for you, your brain works harder to find the words, and you remember them longer. Let's say you love coffee. You could say, I'm drinking coffee right now. Can we talk about coffee? And ChatGPT will respond naturally, asking you questions, keeping the conversation moving. You could talk about your job, your weekend, what you ate for lunch, your favorite movie, anything at all. Let me give you a personal example. A few weeks ago, I was testing this myself. I told ChatGPT, pretend I'm at a coffee shop. Speak slowly and clearly. And it said something like, sure, imagine we're sitting in a cozy coffee shop. You might say, hi, could I please have a cappuccino? And that's when it hit me, this isn't just a study tool. This is a rehearsal space. A place where you can practice real situations before they happen to you in real life. Before your next trip. Before your next job interview. Before your next phone call in English. Let's shadow that example together. Could you please tell me where the boarding gate is? Now you repeat. Excuse me, could I please have a cappuccino? Now you repeat. I'd like to talk about my weekend, please. Now you repeat. Perfect. You're doing great, my friend. But now, let's talk about the fear that stops so many learners before they even try. Let's be honest for a moment. Many of you feel nervous speaking English out loud. You're afraid of making a mistake. You're afraid of sounding wrong. I understand that. I really do. But here is something I want you to hear clearly, mistakes are not the enemy. Mistakes are proof that you are trying. You cannot improve without making them. And this is exactly why ChatGPT is so powerful for nervous learners. There is no classroom, no other students listening, no red pen. Just you, quietly practicing, at your own pace. You can literally say, please correct my grammar if I make a mistake. And it will do this gently, clearly, without judgment. Let me show you what that sounds like. Imagine you say, yesterday I go to the park. ChatGPT might respond, almost. We'd say yesterday, I went to the park, because we used the past tense for something that already happened. Do you hear that? No embarrassment. No laughing. Just a quiet correction, and you move on, a little stronger than before. Repeat this with me. Yesterday, I went to the park. Now you repeat. I went to the store this morning. Now you repeat. Good job. That word, went, is now a little more natural in your mouth than it was 5 minutes ago. That's how real progress happens. Small moments, repeated often. Now, if you're still listening, that already tells me something important about you. You're serious about improving, and that puts you ahead of most people who just watch these videos halfway. So let's keep going, because tip number 3 is going to answer the question everyone asks me: how often should I actually do this? Tip number 3, consistency beats length. Every single time. Here is a question many learners ask me: should I talk to ChatGPT once a week? Once a day? For how long? And my answer is always the same: even 5 minutes a day is enough, as long as you do it every day. 5 minutes doesn't sound like much, does it? But 5 minutes a day, for 30 days, is 2.5 hours of real speaking practice. Compare that to 1 hour, once a month. Which one do you think builds real fluency? Let me give you a simple daily routine you can copy starting tonight. In the morning, say, "Good morning. I'm feeling a little sleepy. I have a busy day today." In the evening, say, "Today I did, and tomorrow I plan to." That's it. 2 small conversations. Less time than it takes to check your social media. But repeated every day, they build something social media never will: real spoken English. Let's shadow this together. I have a busy day today. Now you repeat. Today I did some work and I felt tired. Now you repeat. Tomorrow, I plan to relax. Now you repeat. Excellent work, my friend. Truly excellent. 2 tips down. But I promised you earlier that the final tip would be the most valuable one, and it's coming right now. Here it is, the tip that changes everything. Don't just chat randomly. Use ChatGPT to rehearse real situations from your actual life, before they happen. Let me explain why this is so powerful. Most learners study English in general vocabulary, general grammar, general topics. But real life is specific. You don't need general English at the airport. You need the exact words for that moment: asking for your gate, explaining you missed your flight, asking for a refund. So here's exactly what to do. Before a real situation in your life, a job interview, a doctor's appointment, a phone call, a trip, say this to ChatGPT. Pretend you are the person I'm about to talk to. Help me practice this conversation. Speak slowly and clearly, and correct my mistakes gently. Let me tell you a quick story. Before I recorded this episode, I imagined a nervous listener, let's call him Marco, who had a job interview in English the next day. Instead of just hoping for the best, Marco could open his phone the night before and say, "Pretend you're interviewing me for a marketing job. Ask me typical questions." And suddenly, instead of walking into that interview cold, Marco has already spoken those exact sentences once before. His mouth already knows the shape of the words. His nerves are a little quieter, because this isn't the first time, it's the second. That, my friend, is the real power of this method. It's not just conversation practice. It's rehearsal for your real life. Let's shadow one final example together, this time, a job interview opening. Thank you for having me today. Now you repeat. I'm excited about this opportunity. Now you repeat. Could you tell me more about the role? Now you repeat. Beautifully done. Do you feel that? That small flicker of confidence? That's not luck. That's practice, done the right way. Now let's go back to the question I asked you at the very beginning of this episode. When was the last time you had a real conversation in English? After today, my friend, your answer can be today. Right now. Even alone, even with no teacher, even with no partner, you have everything you need. Your phone. Your voice. And 5 minutes. Let's quickly review what we covered. Start small, with one simple sentence. Make it personal, and talk about your real life. Be consistent, not long. 5 minutes daily beats 1 hour occasionally. And finally, use role play to rehearse real situations before they happen, so you walk into real life already a little more confident. Progress in English doesn't come from one big leap. It comes from small, repeated moments, a sentence here, a correction there, a short conversation before bed. Stack enough of those moments together, and one day, without even noticing exactly when it happened, you will realize you are no longer translating in your head. You are simply speaking. I'm Alex, and this is English Ignite Podcast. Keep listening, keep speaking, and keep believing in yourself. Bye for now.